Yeah, about as much help as a sore thumb.
My boys don't seem to realize the series.
Picture the heart-wrenching moment when a beloved character is suddenly lost, leaving a void that is hard to fill. This is the reality faced by the cast and fans of Bonanza, a cherished Western series from the 1950s and 60s. The vibrant energy of the production team shifted dramatically with the unexpected passing of Dan Blocker, who played the iconic role of Hoss Cartwright. His absence not only affected the show's dynamic, but also led many to believe that his untimely death marked the beginning of the end for Bonanza. The emotional weight of his final episode is palpable, as viewers witness the struggle to maintain the show's spirit in the wake of such a significant loss. The storyline, once filled with adventure and camaraderie, takes on a somber tone, reflecting the grief of those left behind. As the series continued, it became increasingly clear that the heart of Bonanza had been irrevocably altered. The impact of Blocker's departure resonates deeply, prompting discussions about the show's legacy and the challenges of moving forward without its central figure.
Yes, David.
These chains.
Premiering in 1959, Bonanza quickly became a beloved Western television series that captured the hearts of audiences across America. The show was set in the 1860s and revolved around the Cartwright family, who owned the vast Ponderosa Ranch near Lake Tahoe, Nevada. The series featured the strong bond between the father, Ben Cartwright, and his three sons, Adam, Hoss, and Little Joe, each of whom had distinct personalities and storylines. Bonanza's storytelling combined action, drama, and moral lessons, making it appealing to a wide audience. Its success was remarkable, ranking it as the second longest-running Western series in television history, trailing only behind Gunsmoke, which held the record with 20 seasons. Although Bonanza ran for a commendable 14 seasons, its potential to surpass Gunsmoke's longevity was thwarted by a tragic event. The untimely death of actor Dan Blocker, who played Hoss Cartwright, in 1972 led to significant changes in the show. This loss impacted the series deeply, and despite efforts to continue, Bonanza could not maintain its previous popularity. The legacy of Bonanza endures, as it remains a significant part of television history and a cherished memory for fans of classic westerns.
What's the matter? Weak of those?
Dan Blocker, who portrayed the endearing character Eric Cartwright, played a pivotal role in making Bonanza a cultural phenomenon. As a crucial member of the central Cartwright family, he brought warmth and charm to the show that resonated deeply with viewers. His character, the gentle giant of the family, often served as a moral compass and a source of strength for his father and brothers. Blocker's ability to convey a range of emotions made Eric Cartwright relatable and beloved by fans. The chemistry he shared with his co-stars added depth to the family dynamics portrayed on screen. His sudden and tragic death in 1972 left both fans and the cast devastated, marking a significant loss for the series. The impact of his passing was felt not only within the show, but also among the audience, who had come to see him as an honorary family member. Blocker's legacy continues to be celebrated, as his contributions to Bonanza remain a cherished part of television history.
Well, that'll give us enough time. Come on, boys.
Hoss?
In 1972, Dan Blocker, the beloved actor known for his role as Eric Hoss Cartwright in the iconic TV series Bonanza, made a significant life decision that reflected his strong convictions. This decision came a year before his untimely death. Blocker, along with his family, chose to relocate to Switzerland, a move that was largely influenced by his disapproval of the United States' involvement in the Vietnam War. His relocation was not just a change of scenery, it was a statement of his beliefs and values during a tumultuous time in American history. Despite moving abroad, Blocker continued to commute back and forth to Los Angeles to fulfill his commitments to the ongoing filming of Bonanza. This dedication to his work showcased his professionalism and love for the show that had made him a household name. His ability to balance his personal convictions with his career responsibilities highlighted the complexity of his character, both on and off the screen. Blocker's life choices during this period reflected the struggles many faced in the 1970s as the nation grappled with the consequences of war and the quest for peace. His legacy as an actor and a person who stood by his beliefs continues to resonate with fans and admirers.
Courage?
Dunsford, why go into it?
Comes a day in every man's life when he has to evaluate that word.
As Blocker returned to the United States to film the final season of Bonanza, he began to experience a noticeable decline in his health. Feeling sickly and feeble, he recognized that something was not right and sought medical attention. After a thorough examination, doctors diagnosed him with a condition that required the removal of his gallbladder. This procedure, known as cholecystectomy, is a common and generally routine operation. In fact, approximately 1.2 million people undergo this surgery in the United States each year. The gallbladder, a small organ that helps digest fats, can sometimes develop issues such as gallstones, leading to pain and discomfort. For Blocker, the decision to have surgery was necessary to restore his health and allow him to continue his work on the beloved series. The operation typically involves a short recovery time, and many patients return to their normal activities soon after. Blocker's experience highlights the importance of addressing health concerns promptly, especially for those in demanding professions like acting.
Answer them.
Initially, Blocker appeared to be on the path to recovery after the surgery that relieved him from the painful effects of gallstones that had plagued him for some time. Friends and family felt a sense of relief as they watched him begin to regain his strength. However, tragedy struck unexpectedly during the recovery period. Blocker developed a pulmonary embolism, a serious condition caused by a blockage of an artery in his lung. This sudden and severe complication took everyone by surprise, as it was not something anticipated after what seemed to be a successful surgery. The abrupt and shocking nature of Dan Blocker's passing left those who knew him reeling from the sudden loss. His death was not just a personal tragedy for his family and friends, but also a significant loss for the television community and fans of Bonanza. The beloved actor, known for his warm presence and talent, left behind a legacy that would be remembered fondly by many. The impact of his untimely death resonated deeply, reminding everyone of the fragility of life and the unexpected turns it can take. One moment he was PR wearing a smile exuding optimism and harboring hopes for the future, the next moment he was gone, a life extinguished in the blink of an eye. In a poignant return to his roots, Blocker's remains were taken to Woodman Cemetery in his hometown of DeKalb, Texas. Here, his grieving family held a private funeral, laying him to rest beside his father, mother, and sister. The tight-knit community mourned the departure of one of their own, as Blocker's presence had left an indelible mark on the town. His contributions to the community and the warmth he shared with those around him were deeply felt. Tenant friends and family gathered to remember the joy he brought into their lives, reflecting on the memories they cherished. The loss resonated throughout DeKalb, as many recalled the laughter and kindness he shared. The funeral was a somber yet heartfelt occasion, a testament to the love and respect he earned during his life. The community came together, united in their grief, honoring a man who had touched so many hearts.
Stuff so well.
Well, that's just it. It's stuff. I like humorous writing, but I like...
In the wake of Dan Blocker's untimely death, Lauren Green, who played Ben Cartwright on Bonanza, found himself engulfed in profound sorrow. Blocker, known for his role as Hoss, was not just a co-star, but a close friend and colleague. Green struggled to comprehend how the show could continue without the beloved character of Hoss. In a moment of deep reflection, he confided in his wife, expressing his doubts about the future of the series. He declared, "That's it, it's finished," capturing the overwhelming sentiment that the heart of Bonanza had been irreparably broken. The loss of Blocker left a void that was felt not only by the cast, but also by the show's loyal audience. Green's reaction highlighted the emotional impact of Blocker's passing, emphasizing the strong bonds formed among the cast members during their time together. The show, which had become a staple of American television, faced an uncertain future as it grappled with the loss of one of its most cherished characters. The camaraderie and spirit that defined Bonanza were deeply intertwined with Blocker's presence, making his absence all the more poignant for those who had shared the screen with him. The legacy of Hoss Cartwright and the memories of their time together would forever linger in the hearts of the cast and fans alike.
Billy Van Cleet.
Well, my name is Ben Cartwright. I believe you must be...
Despite the apparent finality in Green's words, the producers of Bonanza faced a dilemma. They recognized the show's significance and the need for closure. Instead of concluding the series abruptly, they made an unprecedented decision. They determined that Bonanza deserved one final season to bid farewell and bring the narrative to a proper close. This decision was historic in the realm of television, as it meant continuing a show without one of its central and beloved characters. The absence of this character posed a challenge for the writers and the cast, who had to navigate the emotional landscape of the series while maintaining its essence. The producers understood that the audience had invested deeply in the lives of the Cartwright family, and they wanted to honor that connection. By allowing the show to continue for one last season, they aimed to provide fans with a satisfying conclusion, ensuring that the legacy of Bonanza would endure in the hearts of its viewers. This choice reflected a growing understanding in the television industry about the importance of character development and narrative resolution, setting a precedent for future series. The final season became a tribute to the show's impact, allowing the remaining characters to evolve and find their paths while paying homage to the one who was no longer there. This thoughtful approach to storytelling resonated with audiences, making the farewell not just an ending, but a celebration of the journey they had shared.
That's not the way to do it, boys.
Oh, shut up, you
Oh, no, this is going to be a great place someday. Fortunes will be made here.
In the aftermath of Dan Blocker's untimely death, the creative team behind Bonanza faced the challenging task of addressing the absence of his character. The loss resonated deeply among the cast and crew, creating a somber atmosphere on set. Recognizing the need to mirror this real-life loss, the decision was made for the character Hoss to be written out of the show. This choice not only acknowledged Blocker's impact, but also aimed to amplify the emotional weight felt by both the cast and the audience. The pressure weighed heavily on the writers to convey the profound sense of loss that echoed through the production. Michael Landon, leading the reading team, undertook the emotionally taxing task of reshaping the narrative. They had to create a storyline that would honor Blocker's memory while allowing viewers to process their feelings. Each episode crafted during this time was imbued with a sense of reverence and reflection. The challenge, however, was to ensure that the show's spirit remained intact while transitioning into a new chapter without Hoss, maintaining a connection with loyal fans.
Do everything you can inside the law. But that's all.
The two-part season opener, titled Forever, was initially conceived with Dan Blocker in mind. However, with Blocker's passing, Michael Landon found himself compelled to rework the script, substituting his character, Little Joe, for the storyline originally intended for Hoss. This change brought a new depth to the episode, as it unfolded with heart-wrenching intensity. Little Joe, portrayed by Landon, took center stage, allowing the audience to connect with his character in a profound way. The script underwent a transformation to accommodate this change, leading to a poignant storyline that resonated with viewers. The emotional weight of the episode was heightened by the circumstances surrounding Blocker's death, making it a memorable and impactful moment in the series. The reworked narrative not only honored Blocker's legacy, but also showcased Landon's talent as he navigated the complexities of grief and family bonds. This shift in focus allowed the show to explore themes of loss and resilience, leaving a lasting impression on its audience.
The biggest eyes I ever saw.
I thought about yesterday, too.
In the midst of the rugged landscape of the American West, Little Joe Cartwright found love in the character of Alice Harper. Their paths crossed dramatically when Little Joe rescued Alice's brother John from a tumultuous poker game that had gone awry. This act of bravery sparked a connection between Little Joe and Alice, leading to a blossoming romance that culminated in their marriage. As they looked forward to starting a family, the couple was filled with joy and anticipation. However, their happiness was soon overshadowed by tragedy. John's troubles deepened when he fell into debt with a ruthless gambler named Sloan. The situation escalated quickly, creating a tense atmosphere as Sloan and his menacing henchmen arrived at Alice's house to collect on John's substantial debt. The stakes were high, and the threat loomed large, putting Alice and Little Joe's future at risk as they faced the harsh realities of the world around them. The love story intertwined with danger, and desperation painted a vivid picture of life on the frontier, where love and loyalty were tested against the backdrop of greed and violence.
She still don't know, señores.
Well, Joe, if we don't get that bull...
Faced with the demand to comply, Alice stands her ground, showing remarkable courage in a situation that quickly spirals out of control. Her refusal sets off a chain of tragic events that will forever alter Little Joe's life. In a horrifying turn of events, Alice is brutally beaten to death by Sloan's enforcers, who are determined to silence her. The brutality of the attack leaves a lasting impact on everyone connected to her. In a desperate attempt to cover up the crime, John resorts to using a firearm, hoping to conceal the truth of what has happened. The ruthless criminals, not satisfied with their violent act, escalate their actions by setting Alice's house ablaze. The flames consume the once happy home, transforming it into a scene of devastating destruction. The aftermath of these events leaves a deep scar on the community and on little Joe, who must grapple with the loss and the darkness that has invaded his life. The consequences of that fateful day will echo through the lives of those left behind, forever changing their paths.
Which direction was he coming from?
From the west, sir.
As little Joe returns home, he is met with a devastating sight. The flames consume his house, a powerful symbol of the life he had built with Alice. The fire not only destroys the physical structure, but also represents the shattering of his dreams and happiness. The shock and grief on little Joe's face reveal the depth of his loss. He stands helplessly, watching the flames dance and devour everything he cherished. The episode captures the raw emotion of this moment, emphasizing the profound impact of such a tragedy on a person's life. In the aftermath, little Joe struggles to cope with the emotional fallout. The pain of losing Alice weighs heavily on him, and he feels a deep sense of injustice. He is determined to seek justice for the senseless violence that took her life. The narrative explores his journey through grief, highlighting his internal battles and the support he seeks from his family. Little Joe's quest for answers leads him to confront the harsh realities of life in the West, where justice is not always served. The episode paints a poignant picture of love, loss, and the fight for justice in a world filled with uncertainty.
It ain't fair you're bringing this in here. Besides, one more name won't do no good.
Look, we said we'd protect you.
As the narrative unfolds, it becomes a poignant exploration of grief, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of a character left to rebuild amidst the ashes of tragedy. The two-part season opener of Bonanza, titled Forever, serves as a backdrop for this emotional journey. The characters grapple with their grief in the aftermath of the tragic events, which resonate deeply with the audience. While the episode may not explicitly address Dan Blocker's passing, subtle references and poignant moments throughout hint at the profound loss felt by the cast and crew. The storyline captures the essence of mourning, showcasing how each character copes with their sorrow in unique ways. The bond between the characters is tested, yet it also strengthens as they navigate their shared pain. This exploration of grief not only reflects the reality of loss, but also highlights the resilience required to move forward. The emotional weight of the narrative lingers, reminding viewers the impact of love and loss in their lives.
I can make it. You gotta. Just do the best you can, Mr. Pryor. That's all any man can do.
As the narrative unfolds, viewers witness the characters immersed in their grieving process, despite not directly addressing Blocker's death. The show forever pays tribute to Hoss in understated ways. Michael Landon, who played Little Joe, and was also involved in the writing process, explained the approach taken. The intention was not to create a conventional memorial episode, but rather to acknowledge Hoss's death and passing. This approach stayed true to what Landon believed Dan Blocker would have preferred, a tribute that was short, sweet, and to the point. The characters' interactions and subtle references throughout the series reflect their loss, allowing the audience to feel the weight of Hoss's absence without overt displays of grief. This nuanced handling of the situation showcases the depth of the characters and the bond they shared, making the tribute resonate with viewers. The series continued to explore themes of family, loyalty, and resilience, all while honoring the legacy of a beloved character in a manner that felt authentic and respectful.
Heard that he was pretty much of a dreamer. Well, thanks for showing it to us, Adam.
Hey!
In one poignant scene, little Joe takes Alice Harper to a special location, a place he and his big brother used to refer to as their happy place. This moment carries a weight of nostalgia and emotion, subtly referencing the real-world loss of Dan Blocker, who played the beloved character Hoss Cartwright. The choice of words, happy place, evokes shared memories that resonate deeply with viewers, highlighting the bond of brotherly love and camaraderie that existed between Hoss and Little Joe. This scene serves as a bridge between the fictional narrative of Bonanza and the genuine feelings of loss experienced by the cast and audience alike. The connection between the characters and their shared history emphasizes the importance of family and friendship, making the moment all the more impactful. It reminds viewers of the enduring legacy of the characters and the actors who portrayed them, creating a lasting impression that transcends the screen. The emotional depth of this scene reflects the strong ties that bind the characters together, showcasing the themes of love, loss, and remembrance that are central to the series.
Yeah, you could have a lot more.
You'd be out in the desert.
The emotional weight of Haas's absence becomes even more apparent when Alice responds to Joe's revelation. In this poignant moment, she acknowledges the significance of the place, stating that he must have loved his big brother very much. This simple yet profound statement resonates deeply, highlighting the bond between the brothers and the void left by Haas's departure. Joe's anguished reaction to Alice's words speaks volumes, conveying a depth of sorrow and loss that transcends the fictional realm of the show. The scene captures the essence of family ties and the impact of grief, illustrating how the characters navigate their feelings in the wake of such a significant loss. The dialogue serves as a reminder of the love that exists within the family, even in moments of heartache. As Joe grapples with his emotions, viewers are drawn into the narrative, feeling the weight of his sorrow and the memories of Haas that linger in their lives. This moment encapsulates the themes of love, loss, and the enduring connections that define the Cartwright family.
No dance. A dance. Dance. Dance.
In a heart-wrenching moment, Ben and Joe stand at the grave of Alice Harper and her unborn baby, enveloped in a profound sense of loss. Ben, portrayed by Lorne Greene, shares a poignant connection with Joe, acknowledging the deep pain that comes with losing a son. This moment is not just about the fictional loss of Alice and her child. It resonates with the real-life sorrow felt by the cast and crew of Bonanza following the untimely death of Dan Blocker, who played Haas Cartwright. As Ben gazes at a picture of Haas on Joe's dresser, his eyes reflect immense sadness, capturing the weight of grief that transcends the screen. The scene serves as a dual homage, intertwining the narrative of loss within the show and the genuine mourning for a beloved actor. The emotional depth of this moment highlights the strong bonds of family and friendship that are central themes in Bonanza, making it a memorable and touching tribute to both the characters and the real people behind them.
You loved him, no matter what he did. And he loved you.
The emotional climax of the episode unfolds when Ben and little Joe visit the charred remains of the cabin where Alice Harper and her baby meet a tragic end. In this moment, the show takes a turn from its usual storytelling to reveal a raw and unfiltered display of grief. Ben, portrayed by Lorne Greene, and little Joe, played by Michael Landon, embrace each other, shedding tears that resonate deeply with the audience. These tears are not merely scripted. They are genuine expressions of sorrow that reflect the profound loss experienced by the characters. The scene captures the essence of human emotion, showcasing how tragedy can bring people together in their shared pain. The anguish felt by Ben and Joe is mirrored by the real-life emotions of Lorne Greene and Michael Landon, who were not just acting but channeling their authentic feelings at the loss of a cherished friend and co-star. This moment stands out in the series, highlighting the powerful connection between the actors and their roles, making it a memorable and poignant part of television history.
I guess you just invited me in, Andy.
After the camera stopped rolling on the set of Bonanza, a profound silence fell over the crew and cast. The authenticity of a pivotal scene was deeply felt, as the shared grief of the team became evident. Michael Landon and Dan Blocker's close friends were visibly shaken, their emotions spilling over in tears that were not just part of the performance. This moment was a genuine reflection of the sorrow that enveloped the entire production team following Blocker's untimely passing. The atmosphere was heavy with loss, as many members of the cast and crew gathered around Landon and Greene united in their mourning. The bond they shared was evident, as they collectively processed the impact of losing someone who had been a significant part of their lives. The tears shed on set were a communal expression of the deep connection they all felt with Blocker, highlighting the emotional toll his absence took on those who had worked closely with him. This moment of grief underscored the reality that the relationships formed during the making of Bonanza extended far beyond the screen, creating a family that would forever be marked by the loss of one of its beloved members. As the season progresses, the loss of Haas remains a poignant thread woven into the fabric of the narrative. Ben continues to make references to the absence of his son, providing an ongoing acknowledgement of the void left by Dan Blocker. This emotional weight is felt by the characters and the audience alike, as they navigate the challenges of life on the Ponderosa without Haas's warmth and strength. The show captures the essence of family and loss, with Ben often reflecting on the memories of Haas, which adds depth to the storyline. The details surrounding Haas's death are not revealed until many years later in the 1988 reboot series, Bonanza: The Next Generation. It is disclosed that Haas met his end while heroically attempting to save another person's life, tragically succumbing to drowning. This revelation adds a layer of heroism to Haas's character, highlighting his bravery and selflessness, which resonates with the themes of sacrifice and love that are central to the series. The ongoing acknowledgement of Haas's absence serves as a reminder of the impact he had on his family and the legacy he left behind.
Each other.
You're a born philosopher, Huss.
Me?
The passing of Dan Blocker brought a profound sense of loss to the cast and crew of Bonanza, leaving an indelible void that resonated deeply with everyone involved in the series. Blocker, known for his warm personality and camaraderie, was more than just an actor. He was an integral part of the tight-knit ensemble that made Bonanza a beloved show. His character, Haas Cartwright, was a fan favorite, embodying kindness and strength, which endeared him to audiences. The emotional impact of his absence was akin to losing a beloved family member, as he had forged strong bonds with his co-stars and crew members. The atmosphere on set changed dramatically after his death, as the joy and laughter he brought were replaced with a palpable sadness. This revelation adds a final layer of emotional depth to the legacy of Haas, and pays tribute to the enduring impact of Dan Blocker on the series. His contributions to Bonanza are remembered fondly, and his spirit continues to influence the show's legacy, reminding everyone of the importance of friendship and family.
Just a dang...
As the cameras started rolling for the forever episode of Bonanza, the atmosphere on set transformed into a space filled with shared reminiscences and reflections. The emotionally charged nature of the filming provided a cathartic outlet for everyone involved in the production. Cast and crew members gathered, reminiscing about their cherished memories of Dan Blocker, who had played the beloved character Haas Cartwright. Conversations flowed freely, with phrases like "Remember when Dan Blocker did this?" echoing through the set. Each story shared was a tribute to the essence of the man they had lost. The laughter and tears intertwined as they celebrated Blocker's life, recalling his kindness, humor, and the impact he had on their lives. This process allowed them to honor his memory while also finding solace in their shared experiences. The filming became more than just a job. It was a heartfelt tribute, a way to keep Blocker's spirit alive among them. The bond they shared grew stronger as they navigated their grief together, creating a lasting legacy of friendship and love. However, the first scene shot after Dan Blocker's death proved to be the most challenging for the team. The Cartwright family's dining room, often a setting for serious scenes, had also been a place where joyous moments were shared. Michael Landon, reflecting on this experience, noted that the room had been filled with much laughter, thanks to Blocker's infectious sense of humor. The camaraderie among the cast was deeply rooted in the joy that Blocker brought to the set. Now, as they resumed filming without him, those once joyous memories carried an extra layer of sadness. The absence of Dan Blocker's unique sense of humor was acutely felt by everyone involved. The atmosphere in the dining room, which had once echoed with laughter, now felt heavy with loss. The challenge of continuing the show without such a beloved figure weighed on the hearts of the cast and crew. They had to navigate their grief while trying to honor Blocker's legacy, making the task of filming all the more poignant and difficult.
Girl named Isabella Maria de la Cuesta.
As the memories of the good times once filled with laughter, the Cartwright family's dining room became a bittersweet place. This room had served as a backdrop for both light-hearted and serious moments throughout the series. It was where the family gathered to share meals, discuss their day, and support one another through challenges. However, as the cast and crew navigated the difficulties of filming without their cherished colleague, the atmosphere shifted. The laughter that once echoed off the walls was replaced by a somber resonance. The absence of their friend was felt deeply, casting a shadow over the familiar setting. Each meal shared in that dining room now carried a weight of nostalgia, reminding everyone of the joy that had once filled the space. The memories of camaraderie and shared experiences lingered, but they were tinged with sadness. The dining room, once a symbol of unity and happiness, now stood as a poignant reminder of loss, making every gathering a mix of cherished memories and unspoken grief.
This is my land you're on, and that's my son who's been ambushed. Now, if you want to ride along, fine.
In the wake of Dan Blocker's untimely death, Bonanza faced not only the emotional challenge of continuing without its beloved character, but also the harsh reality of declining ratings that had been plaguing the show for some time. Blocker's absence proved to be the final blow to a series that was already on its last leg before the tragedy. The show had been grappling with a sustained drop in ratings, signaling a waning interest from viewers. As audiences shifted their attention to new programming and changing tastes in television, Bonanza struggled to maintain its once loyal fan base. The loss of Blocker, who played Hoss Cartwright, left a significant void in the show's dynamic, making it difficult for the remaining cast to fill the gap. The emotional weight of his passing affected not only the characters, but also the viewers who had grown attached to the Cartwright family. This combination of factors led to a decline that was hard to reverse, ultimately marking a turning point in the series' history.
Little Joe? Well, you're not that small.
I was not that man. It's my brother Horace.
The decision to move Bonanza's time slot from its popular 9:00 p.m. Sunday night position to Tuesday nights at 8:00 p.m. added to the challenges the show faced. While not as notorious as the dreaded Friday night death slot, this new time slot represented a significant downturn in viewership. Competing directly against the immensely popular movie of the week on ABC, Bonanza struggled to maintain its audience. The rival programming featured compelling films like Brian's Song, Ben-Hur, and Michael Crichton's Pursuit, which drew a substantial audience away from the long-running Western series. This shift not only affected the ratings, but also the overall perception of the show. Fans who had grown accustomed to watching the Cartwright family on Sunday evenings found it difficult to adjust to the new schedule. The competition from high-quality films made it even harder for Bonanza to capture the attention of viewers. As the series continued, the challenges of the new time slot became increasingly evident, impacting its legacy and viewership numbers.
He got himself killed fighting over a few acres of bare, rocky ground back in Kentucky.
The absence of Hoss coupled with the change in scheduling proved to be a formidable obstacle for Bonanza. Viewers who were accustomed to the dynamic chemistry of the Cartwright family found it difficult to adjust to the altered dynamics in Hoss's absence. The character of Hoss, played by Dan Blocker, was beloved for his warmth and humor, and his departure left a noticeable void. As the final season progressed, the show struggled to retain its once loyal audience. Despite the best efforts of the cast and crew, the essence of Bonanza that had captivated fans for years seemed to fade. The storylines lacked the depth and charm that had defined earlier seasons, and many viewers felt disconnected from the characters they had grown to love. The changes in the show's format and the absence of a key character made it challenging for the series to maintain its popularity. Ultimately, the final season failed to recapture the magic that had made Bonanza a staple of American television.
We're headed for Sun Canyon!
As the series reached its conclusion in 1973, Bonanza wrapped up its final season amid a backdrop of declining ratings. The decision to end the show was not taken lightly, as it had been a beloved staple of American television since its debut. However, the undeniable fact that the show had lost a crucial element of its charm after the departure of Dan Blocker, who played Hoss, weighed heavily on the minds of producers and fans alike. Hoss was a character that brought warmth and humor to the series, and his absence was felt deeply. Despite these challenges, the cast and crew dedicated themselves to delivering a fitting farewell to the iconic series. They worked hard to ensure that the final episodes honored the legacy of Bonanza and its characters. The last season featured heartfelt storylines and showcased the strong bond between the remaining Cartwright brothers. The effort put forth by everyone involved was a testament to the impact Bonanza had on its audience over the years. The series may have ended, but its influence and the memories it created would linger on in the hearts of its fans.
That's what I was after. Just one big one. Just one big one.
The enduring legacy of Bonanza lives on through various platforms, offering fans the opportunity to revisit the iconic series. The show is available on popular streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and Hulu, as well as on traditional television networks like MetTV. This accessibility allows both new viewers and longtime fans to enjoy the adventures of the Cartwright family. However, there is a consensus among viewers and critics that the last season, marked by Hoss's absence, lacks the same level of entertainment and charm that characterized earlier seasons. The decline in the show's appeal without Hoss is a testament to the significant role played by Dan Blocker in contributing to the heart and soul of Bonanza. His character brought warmth and humor, making the family dynamic more relatable and engaging. As fans continue to watch the series, they often reflect on how the absence of such a beloved character impacted the overall enjoyment of the show. The legacy of Bonanza remains strong, but it is clear that the magic was diminished without Haas.
Take half of this claim. $17, huh? Wait till I tell this to the boys at Dutch Speech tonight.
Dan Blocker's portrayal of the amiable and larger-than-life character Haas Cartwright brought a unique chemistry to the Cartwright family dynamic in the television series Bonanza. His character was not just a source of strength, but also a wellspring of warmth and humor, which resonated deeply with audiences. Haas was the heart of the show, and his interactions with his brothers, Adam and Little Joe, created a sense of family that viewers cherished. With Blocker's departure from the series, Bonanza struggled to recover from the loss. The absence of Haas was keenly felt by audiences who had grown attached to his character. Dan Blocker's impact on Bonanza went beyond his on-screen presence. He was a linchpin in the ensemble cast. His contributions added layers of authenticity and emotional depth to the show. The chemistry among the Cartwrights, so integral to the show's success, took a major hit that proved challenging to overcome in the absence of Blocker's beloved character. The show, while still popular, never quite regained the same level of warmth and humor that Blocker's Haas had brought to the screen. While Blocker's contribution was pivotal, the rest of the cast, including Lorne Greene, Michael Landon, and Pernell Roberts, were also essential to the show's success. Each actor brought a unique energy to their characters, making it difficult to imagine Bonanza without any of the Cartwrights. Lorne Greene, as Ben Cartwright, provided a strong, fatherly presence that anchored the series. His wisdom and authority were complemented by Michael Landon's portrayal of Little Joe, who brought youthful charm and a sense of adventure to the family dynamic. Pernell Roberts, as Adam Cartwright, added depth with his thoughtful and often serious demeanor, creating a balance among the brothers. The chemistry among the cast members was undeniable, and their interactions contributed significantly to the show's appeal. Although Bonanza continued for one more season after Blocker's passing, the absence of his character Haas was a defining factor in the decline of the series' popularity. The collective efforts of the entire cast were crucial in creating the beloved series that resonated with audiences. Dan Blocker's early life was rooted in Doll, Texas, where he was born to Ora Shack Blocker and Mary Arizona Davis Blocker. His childhood was marked by a strong commitment to education and the arts. Blocker's educational journey began at the Texas Military Institute, where he developed a sense of discipline and focus. During his formative years, he showed a keen interest in both academia and the performing arts. In 1940, he enrolled in a school in San Antonio, which served as a stepping stone for his further education. This initial step paved the way for his studies at Hardin-Simmons University and Sul Ross State University. At these institutions, he dedicated himself to the study of speech and drama, honing his skills and preparing for a future in entertainment. His passion for performance and storytelling would later resonate with audiences, making him a beloved figure in television history. Blocker's early experiences laid a solid foundation for his successful career, shaping him into the iconic personality that fans would come to adore.
California?
I can't stay no more.
In 1946, Blocker ventured into the realm of sports, playing football at Southern Baptist-affiliated Hardin-Simmons University in Abilene, Texas. His athletic prowess was evident, showcasing his skills on the field. In 1947, he transferred to Sul Ross State Teachers College in Alpine, Texas. At Sul Ross, he not only excelled in academics but also emerged as a star football player, further demonstrating his physical abilities. Blocker successfully graduated from Sul Ross State Teachers College in 1950, marking a significant achievement in his educational journey. Following this phase of his life, Blocker's path took a brief detour into military service, where he dedicated 2 years to serving his country. Upon completing his military service, he returned to academia, earning a master's degree in the dramatic arts. This educational background laid the foundation for his future endeavors in the entertainment industry, ultimately leading him to a successful career in television and film.
This is better.
You should be over there with your husband.
While still a student, he took on roles as a rodeo performer and a bouncer in a bar, showcasing both his physical prowess and his ability to handle challenging situations. These experiences contributed to the development of Blocker's unique skills and presence. During his student days, Blocker stood out not only for his imposing height of 6 feet 4 inches and weight of 300 pounds, but also for his good-natured demeanor. Despite his intimidating size, his amiable personality endeared him to those around him, dispelling any notions of intimidation that his physical stature might have conveyed. After his initial foray into rodeo and bar bouncer roles, Blocker transitioned into the field of education. He served as a high school English and drama teacher in Sonora, Texas, from 1953 to 1954. Following this, he took on the role of a third-grade teacher and coach at Eddy Elementary School in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Blocker's commitment to education extended to California, where he continued his teaching career. The turning point in Blocker's life came when he and his wife Dolphia made the pivotal decision to move to Los Angeles. This relocation opened the door to opportunities in the entertainment industry, and Blocker began securing acting roles that would eventually define his career. During the Korean War, Dan Blocker's life took a significant turn when he was drafted into the United States Army. His military service was marked by dedication and valor, contributing to the diverse experiences that shaped his character and resilience. Blocker underwent basic training at Fort Polk, Louisiana, a crucial phase where soldiers acquired essential skills and knowledge for military service. Following his training, he was deployed to the front lines of the Korean War, serving as an infantry sergeant in F Company, 2nd Battalion, 179th Infantry Regiment, 45th Infantry Division. His tour of duty in Korea extended from December 1951 to August 1952, a period filled with intense combat and challenging conditions. During his service, Blocker exhibited exceptional bravery and commitment, earning him the Purple Heart for wounds sustained in combat. This distinguished military decoration is awarded to those wounded or killed while serving in the United States Armed Forces. In addition to the Purple Heart, Blocker received several other military accolades and decorations that underscored his service and sacrifice during the Korean War. These included the National Defense Service Medal, the Korean Service Medal with 2 bronze campaign stars, the Republic of Korea Presidential Unit Citation, the United Nations Service Medal, the Korean War Service Medal, and the Combat Infantryman Badge.
Hey, Epifanio!
Dan Blocker was deeply committed to his faith as a Free Methodist, and these beliefs significantly influenced his personal life. His devotion extended beyond his religion and shaped his interactions and relationships. During his time at Texas Tech University, he met Doya Parker, and they eventually married. This union marked the beginning of a family that would become notable in the entertainment industry. Among their children are Hollywood actor Dirk Blocker, recognized for his work in television, and producer David Blocker, who achieved significant acclaim in the industry. David Blocker garnered particular recognition when he won an Emmy in 1998 for producing the celebrated documentary Don King, Only in America. This accomplishment highlighted not just his talents, but also the profound influence the Blocker family held in film production and the arts. Additionally, they have twin daughters, Deborah Lee, who is an artist, and Dana Lynn. The Blocker family's contributions demonstrate a blend of creativity and commitment to their roots, making them an important part of Hollywood's tapestry. During his time in the entertainment world, Dan Blocker was not just a beloved actor known for his role in Bonanza. He was also deeply engaged in political affairs. Despite his larger-than-life presence on screen, Blocker maintained a liberal Democrat political affiliation. In the 1966 gubernatorial election in California, he joined a group of Hollywood celebrities in supporting Pat Brown's re-election bid against Ronald Reagan. This involvement showcased his commitment to political issues that mattered to him. In the 1968 Democratic presidential primary, Blocker threw his support behind U.S. Senator Eugene McCarthy from Minnesota. McCarthy was recognized for his strong anti-Vietnam War stance and became a significant figure in the Democratic Party during that time. Later in the same election year, Blocker endorsed the eventual Democratic nominee, Vice President Hubert H. Humphrey, in the presidential race against the Republican candidate, Richard M. Nixon. Blocker's political engagement reflected his values and the issues of his era.
Out here.
Where did you say you were from, Mr. Kyle?
I don't believe I did say.
Dan Blocker maintained a residence in Inglewood, California, while also owning an impressive Tudor-style mansion in the prestigious Hancock Park area of Los Angeles. This upscale neighborhood was also home to legendary singer Nat King Cole. Blocker's grand residence, spanning 6,000 square feet, reflected his success in the entertainment industry and afforded him a lifestyle befitting his stature. The mansion featured elegant architecture and spacious rooms, showcasing the luxurious living that came with his fame. Interestingly, the Tudor-style mansion in Hancock Park took on a new chapter in its celebrity history when it was later purchased by American heavy metal singer Rob Zombie. The house gained further exposure when it was featured on an episode of MTV Cribs, offering viewers a glimpse into the luxurious and stylish living space once owned by the iconic Hoss Cartwright. This connection to both Blocker and Zombie adds a unique layer to the home's history, linking two distinct eras of entertainment. The mansion stands as a testament to the evolving nature of celebrity culture and the lasting impact of its former residents.
We're from Virginia City. That's where you were heading, wasn't it?
Mitch Vogel, who played the adopted brother Jamie Cartwright on Bonanza, shared personal insights about his co-star Dan Blocker, known for his role as Hoss Cartwright. Vogel emphasized Blocker's approachability and down-to-earth nature, describing him as the kind of guy you could easily share a beer with. This sentiment reflects the warm and friendly persona that Blocker conveyed both on and off the screen. Vogel's memories highlight how Blocker made everyone feel comfortable, creating a welcoming atmosphere on set. The bond between the cast members was strong, and Blocker's genuine character contributed to that. His ability to connect with others made him not just a beloved actor, but also a cherished friend. The camaraderie among the cast was evident, and Blocker's presence was a significant part of that dynamic. Vogel's reflections serve as a reminder of the lasting impact Blocker had on those around him, showcasing the human side of a television icon.
See, the way I figured it, we'd have made California just about spring market time. That flock would have been...
Beyond his contributions to the world of television, Dan Blocker was also known for his passion for performance automobiles. As the commercial sponsor of Bonanza, Chevrolet held a special place in Blocker's automotive heart. He once owned a 1965 Chevrolet Chevelle SS396, which featured the RPO 16 option, showcasing his affinity for powerful and stylish vehicles. This car was not just a mode of transportation. It represented the era's muscle car culture, combining speed and aesthetics in a way that captured the imagination of many. Additionally, Blocker possessed a 1965 Huffaker Genie M10 race car, affectionately known as the Vinegaroon. This race car, run by Nicky Chevrolet, participated in prestigious events such as the 1965 and 1966 U.S. Road Racing Championship Series and the 1966 Canadian Championship. Blocker's love for these automobiles reflected his dynamic personality and his desire for adventure, both on and off the screen. His connection to these vehicles added another layer to his legacy, intertwining his passion for performance with his iconic role in television.
Hawkins don't want no trouble, Bert. Not till after the hanging.